Hello, hello. Why is my camera not visible? I do not know. Well, I guess we're not going to use my camera today. We'll go straight to my computer screen. It's welcome. Let's see if my computer screen comes through. It's a little bit delayed. There we go. All right. If you're there and you can hear me, just let me know. Want to make sure that everything's working right, because for some reason it wasn't showing me my camera. We're gonna get started on painting the wizard from yesterday. And we're gonna start off like we have before with a shadow layer. Good morning. Let me see here. 1 second. Just want to make sure my audio is working. Put that on multiply. All right. I don't know what was wrong with my camera. It wasn't showing me my camera. I guess I'll just have to problem solve that in a little bit. It's pretty dark. Let's go a little bit lighter. We're going to start with our shadow layer, our first shadow layer. Interesting. Of course it's a bad hair day. I just woke up. No, this is a good hair day. This took me all night to work on. I'm very excited about today. Got a lot of stuff. A lot of good releases this week and this month. The new crew here in Cleveland is off to the races. We're going to be, later today, I'm going to be going up to the shop and we're going to be putting together all of the new Kingswild Tiger matchboxes. They look awesome. Excited about that project, about that release for sure. We're putting the sandpaper tear strips on today, getting those all ready. It's going to be awesome. Excuse me. And coffee mugs today. That is absolutely correct. We are releasing the coffee mugs today. And let me just say, if you want the coffee mugs, I would suggest, and I'm not just saying this, if you want the coffee mugs, you better be there today once we release them, because this was a new product, and we always we don't go big on a new product always, and these were pretty expensive to make, so we only bought we didn't buy very many of each. And if you really, especially the yellow and matte black one, we just don't have many of those. So if you want those, be sure to get there right at 12 when we release them. But it's not going to be, they're not like limited edition or anything. So if people like them, we'll definitely get more made for sure. But if you just want them right now, I'm just going to draw a line right here to make it a little bit easier. I'm probably going to put all that right there in shadow. Yes. Um, there are 2 equinoxes and 2 solstices. And the reason why is there is a winter solstice and a summer solstice and a spring equinox and an autumnal equinox. So that's why we have 2 of each, representing each of the astrological calendar events. And that does complete the equinox solstice series. Good question. Good question. And that's not complicated at all. One, if you look at them, the summer solstice kind of has blue, red, yellow, bright, bright blue, red, yellow, kind of summer colors, because it's a summer solstice. And then the autumnal equinox has kind of fall colors, orange, red, that kind of thing. And then the winter solstice deck, the most recent one, has kind of like winter ice, blue, winter colors. And then the spring equinox also has kind of spring colors. So that's what that is, or the inspiration behind that. Hello, greetings from Portugal. Will I revisit them with the V2? I don't know. I don't think so. I'll probably end up doing something different in the future, but I doubt that I'll reprint them. If I do, it'll be a new edition, whole new edition. But I haven't really thought about revisiting the Equinox decks. But anything's possible, especially if people really like it and ask for it. Well, I see what you're saying. The reason why there's a Equinox 1 V2 is the original Equinox I printed with shuffled. I printed. That was the very first few months. That was actually the very first King's Wild Short subscription deck in September of 2018. And that's when we only had 144 slots, and I wasn't printing big runs, and that's why the shorts are called the shorts. Is they were originally short runs of playing cards, and that's why they're called shorts. And the very first Equinox 1 V1, that was that very first shorts deck, and we only printed like 200 decks because we only had the limited edition tier at the time. We didn't have gilded. We just had one tier, and it was all an experiment at the time. And so we printed just one run, and we printed those with MPC. And then when we started making more runs, or when we started printing more cards with the subscription the following year, we wanted to go back and make the original run of Equinoxes the same with the new ones that were all printed with Expert Playing Card Company. And so we wanted them to all kind of feel the same in terms of card stock and that kind of thing. So that's why there's a V1. There's a Equinox 1 V1 and an Equinox V2. I know it's confusing, but that's why we did it. Okay, let me change. Control S. Does this elbow clear the pip? No, it's going to cover up the pip a little bit. I may have to I may change that a little bit or rotate it, but it's going to cover it up a little bit. I probably should have had that in there. Probably should have been looking at it. That's true. Should have been looking at that. I don't know who Don Pardo. I don't know who that is. All right, let's get let's get to smudging. The meeting went great. The meeting went really good. Thank you for asking. That I had yesterday. It went very good. I was actually meeting, excuse me, I was meeting with the local guy here in Cleveland that is a kind of builder, a contractor about building. It's my third or fourth meeting with him about building the new, hopefully long-term future home for Kingswild, building us some kind of building studio type thing here in Cleveland. And it went very good. We're kind of in the planning stages of drawing up the plans and getting all the costs and everything. So, very exciting times. Put the strength up a little bit more on this. There we go. Let me do this while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Wizard of Oz. Let's go to Wizard of Oz here. Let's see. View list. Let's do, where is it at? Master. I think it's master. Let's see if that's it. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Get this Spades pip. Let's just grab it right here. Well, that's a heart. I don't want the heart. I want the spade. There you go. Doesn't cover up. Cover up's a little bit, but not too bad. It's acceptable for me right now. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. You got your limited edition Beowulf yesterday. Man, I really like those decks. The Beowulf and Robin Hood decks, man. They're some of my favorite decks from this year for sure, or last year, I would say. Man, I had a lot of favorite decks last year. I enjoyed so many of the decks I got to draw last year. Man. All right. Let's work on his bow here. Excuse me. Let me take a drink of coffee here. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna hit Control S, and then I'm gonna do a new layer on overlay with white, and we're gonna do our first highlight pass. Bring down the opacity a little bit. Are there differences in the tuck cases? Yes, there are. The first, wait 1 second. The solstice, the winter solstice, no. The winter solstice decks from the first and second runs are exactly the same. We just reprinted them just because the cards were not up to snuff. We didn't really change anything about the tuck cases. Yes, here's the scoop on the standard Beowulf decks. The only reason why we haven't put them on the website is just because we don't have them. We only shipped by air enough Beowulf decks last year to fulfill our subscription orders. And air freighting decks of cards is extremely expensive when you're coming from China. And we only air freighted enough to fulfill the orders. And we're waiting, and we're trying to, we spent an obscene amount of money that we didn't have to on freight and shipping last year, just because of either we were air shipping stuff because we were running it close to the release date or behind the, running late or something. And we're really trying to tighten that up we're a business, and so we're trying to tighten up that so that we're not wasting so much money on shipping. And we shipped the rest of the Beowulf decks and the Sherlock decks. We did the same thing with Sherlock, where we just sent enough to fulfill the orders for the subscription orders. So we should be getting those at the end of this month. We should be getting all the remaining Beowulf standard decks and also the remaining Sherlock standard deck. So either late this month or early next month, we'll be releasing the remaining standard Beowulf decks on the website. But that's a good question with an answer. So definitely be looking out for those. I need to paint some kind of pinkish color on his lips. But thanks for asking. I like chatting with you guys while I'm doing this. I don't like just sitting here sometimes. So if you guys got any questions, let me know and I'll answer them. Yes, we have all. We've gotten the LTD and Sherlock's finished. I got the word yesterday, and I think the crew in Austin said that they will start shipping out the Sherlock LTD and standards, not the gildeds, because we're still waiting for those. uh, Today, actually, they'll start shipping those out today. Whew, those cards turned out awesome with the gold, silver, and copper foil. They turned out awesome. Maybe I'll show you guys some pictures of those in a little bit. Mistborn is nearing completion. We've got all the court cards drawn. Well, we've got the line work done for all the court cards. We're kind of waiting on final approval from Brandon Sanderson on all the court card drawings before I start doing all the final kind of assembly of all the cards and making the final court cards with the new artwork and all that kind of stuff. So we are close. I would hope that, probably April is when we may launch. We're not going to do a Kickstarter because Brandon Sanderson doesn't want to do a Kickstarter, because he's been doing quite a few Kickstarters himself, and they asked us not to do a Kickstarter, which is fine. But we are probably going to do some kind of pre-order period in April, I'm guessing. Maybe in February, I don't know, but more than likely sometime in April. With the expansion of the crew and your business, would you ever consider hiring an extra illustrator to design card decks? Absolutely. And that's basically what I did with Mistborn. I hired an old friend of mine that I worked with years ago when I was doing toy package illustrations. That's kind of what we're doing with Mistborn. Is he's doing all the court cards and the final court card artwork for Mistborn, and I'm kind of taking it and then doing just kind of putting the rest of it, like the backgrounds of the court cards and that kind of thing. So yes, I hope that in the future I would like to hire like a full-time designer, illustrator type person in the future that can work for me here and be on the crew here and be a part of the whole process. I mean, even like more than one. Absolutely. In the beginning, Kingswall was very much just like my art, and it still is very much, very, tied to me personally. But I think it's grown as a brand, and I would love to see it. I would love to see it grow in a way where we can create decks of cards in different styles than just my own. And that would be a good way to utilize a new designer or something like that. So, Griffin asks, excited, will Mistborn be available in 3 variants, standard, limited, and gilded? Yep. I would suspect that Mistborn will have 3 variants, like a standard, limited, and gilded. It's just an easy kind of formula for me that's worked. And it's also good for collectors, and it's also going to be really good for the Mistborn fans of the book, because they have a pretty big fan base that's pretty ravenous. And that'll give everybody a little bit, different price points for different tastes. So, yeah. Just coming in here with a second shadow layer, just to darken up some things. Have I continued to chat with Raven? She messaged me a few days ago, and I've just been super irresponsible. But we are going to chat about possibly me doing a Raven deck. I don't know if that will happen, but we're going to chat about it. Might be a fun project. I can't wait to put the fabric patterns and textures on this. It's going to be so fun. Don't let Kenneth scoop me. Man, I can't wait. I'm getting really excited and antsy. I can't wait to start on Lord of the Rings. And I'm pushing it so hard to try to get ahead with my subscription decks that gives us enough breathing room that I can start on Lord of the Rings. Man, I'm excited. He's looking really good. The old wizard. I like him. Dinotopia. You know, I love the Dinotopia illustrations. They are amazing. I don't know much about the books. I love dinosaurs. They're fun. That's why I made that dinosaur shirt for King's Wild Threads that we'll be releasing later. I would love to do some kind of dinosaur themed deck, but it'll be, kind of a nostalgic deck, hinting back to, because I love nostalgia. That's why I did, like the VHS decks and stuff like that. And it'll be something, the dinosaur, the dinosaur thread shirt was kind of, as well as the Bronco one that we're releasing, was kind of nostalgic to like my childhood, with like some wallpaper and sheets that I had, and just like all those coloring books. Bring this back a little bit. Okay. But for sure, I would like to do some kind of dinosaur deck. It'd be fun. I remember when I was a kid, in elementary school, we would make those shoebox dioramas where you'd take a shoebox and then you'd use construction paper and draw and create like a little environment inside the shoebox. And you would just lay the shoebox on its side and have the diorama environment inside the shoebox. And I would always do dinosaur scenes, like a volcano in the background and the weird trees. That was fun. Will Lord of the Rings decks eventually be available on the website? Yes. We are going to be doing... I'm going to be coming out of Kickstarter retirement. We will be doing the Lord of the Rings projects as a Kickstarter. And then they will eventually make their way onto our website. We're actually thinking about having our own dedicated website to all the Lord of the Rings products that we make, because we hope to make a lot. I want to make a bunch, and it's not. I don't necessarily want it to be just a project that we just do, the deck and that's it, and then be done. I love Lord of the Rings, and I have so many ideas for things that I've wanted to do over the years with Lord of the Rings, and so we're hoping to have our own website so it looks and is themed and the feel and everything is all Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I love those dioramas. They were so cool. The little cut out dinosaurs. Did you guys see on the news? Well, I didn't see on the news because I don't have TV. They found the first complete skeleton of a T-Rex in Montana. And get this, the skeleton the skeleton of the T-Rex was fighting with a Triceratops. I don't know how much more classic dinosaur you can get than a T-Rex fighting a Triceratops. That's awesome. So that was such a cool story. Control S. I need to get me some more coffee. I'll be right back. It's hot. I need to do another shadow layer on the face just to give it a little bit more depth. Which mug am I using? I'm just using a black Yeti mug at the moment because my girls seem to find everything I own and destroy it. Not destroy it, but use it for something. And I think my middle daughter, Scarlett, who is the creative maker of the three. Well, Claire draws. Claire is an incredible artist. And then Scarlett is kind of the maker who builds stuff. She uses all kinds of stuff. And they've got my mugs. But my go-to mugs are the blue denim one and also the bright yellow. I like that blue denim one a lot. What else that you got that's mine? That's funny. Totally. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. I need to erase some of this highlight just a little bit too much on his face. No, the Solstice decks are going to. Uh, those are we felt like we were so far behind with those that we're just releasing the Solstice decks right on the website, not in the members section like we usually do. All right, I want to, let's see here. I need some more on this section here. It's not quite dark enough, but I don't want any green in it. There we go. That's a little better. pretty good. All right, let's do another. Let's push this value back here on the cape a little bit more as well. Not quite that much. There we go. Did I say cape? His coat. I guess he's kind of a superhero. See you, J Rex. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and merge these color layers. Not like that, though. Just take these. I feel like that whole coat needs to be darker. Doesn't feel like it's right. Let's see here. I'm just going to put the whole thing in a layer of shadow. Yeah, that's much better. That helps that front arm pop out a little bit. Okay, Control S. All right, now the fun part. Let's find. So this is the wizard. So he's, he's the king. Well, let me do this. Let me do this jewel right quick. All right. I may try to make that, because in the picture, in the illustration, I don't know if I still have it up there. No. In the original illustration, that jewel, that emerald kind of is like almost like glowing, it seems. All right, before I do the texture, I want to add one more little highlight right here. Just give this a little bit more shape. Excellent. Okay. It needs a little bit on the edge. Uh-oh. I did the wrong thing. I need to go back. I merged too many layers. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to take the color layer here before I start adding textures and just duplicate it over just so I can see what's going on. Make sure everything's working. Yep, looking good. Okay, so I'm going to put the textures in his fabric now. You know, he's the wizard. He's the AKA the King of Oz, that kind of thing. So all of his clothes, I feel like, are going to be very rich and luxurious. Wait a second. I got to do this before. I need to put more life in his face. So let's do that. I totally forgot to paint his face. So we're going to do that now. Before I forget. Yes, magic. I was thinking about the same thing. Paisley for his coat. Just gonna add some some skin blemishes. Use a different brush though. Let's see. What is this? Let's go. Okay. Take all those, merge them. I need some eyes, some irises. What color do you guys want his eyes to be? Blue? I think blue would be good with the greens and stuff. Oh, I lost my smudge brush. Let me get it back. Not green. Yeah. They're probably going to be blue. Probably blue would be the best. Cool blue. Blue with a slight hint of yellow equals green. Trust me. Let's give a little more form to the old eyeballs. Get a little twinkle in his eye, you know. The Wizard of Oz twinkle. All right, now we can. That's much better. Much more life. Make sure that's all of that. I do not need the line drawing. I need this. Duplicate. That's kind of scary. All right, so I need to put this there. Control S. All right, let's. What time is it? Okay, 6. We got plenty of time. All right, let's go to iStocks. Oh, my subscription is ending in 6 days. I gotta make sure I pay my subscription. Let's see. Let's do Paisley. Let's do Paisley texture. I have a Paisley I used for, I think, the Munchkin or something. I like this. This is cool. Well, not that one. The other one. This one. This is interesting. Let's look at that one. I like the color variations in that. Let's see. We'll do Paisley. Let's see. That the different colors in that one might create some interesting. Where's it at? Paisley 1. Copy. Paste. Ship it. Done. Let me just test it out on a section. On his vest. Oh, yeah. That's real nice. Let's bring the opacity down a little bit. Let's try. Let's lighten color dodge. Hard light is nice, so is the soft light. All right, so what I'm going to do is create a mask, then paint it back in where I want it. These textures are going to add a lot to this guy. We need to go in there and knock back some of those parts in the shadow. Just they're adding a little bit too much value to the dark areas where it's kind of killing my shading and stuff. So I need to go back and kind of work on that. But that's really nice. So let's see here. Let's take a really feathered edge. Let's see. And just paint out ever so slightly. Well, I don't necessarily want to do that. I just want to paint over the top of it. Let's see. Let's take that blue color, because I want to keep the texture, but I want to darken a little bit. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Very, very cool. I like that a lot. Control S. Let's go back. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at his. I want to do something as well for his coat. And then I'm going to do little. Let's do the pinstripes. I want to do these horizontal pinstripes on his lapel. We'll do a variation of a thick stripe like this. And then I'm going to bring the opacity down. Let's see what that looks like yellow. But it's already. Let's put that overlay. Yes. And then we're going to come back in with a smaller pinstripe on the side. I think Damask Pattern is, I love Damask Pattern for sure, but his vest is so kind of patterny. His coat needs to be something more like just kind of background pattern, like a houndstooth or a something that's not going to be a competing pattern with his vest. Like it needs to be a really tight pattern to be more kind of a noise background. I want to give these pinstripes just a little bit of depth, as if they were like, they have a little bit of form, like if they were like embroidered in there. So I'm just going to add a little highlight on them like this. I need to put these on in the middle where that highlight is. All right, I'm going to go select this layer, hide. Then I'm just going to lightly paint over the top. Okay. I've got a gold. Let me see. I've got a gold texture that I used on Robin Hood. Let me find it. It's like a gold fabric. I think it'll be really good for this area. Where'd I put those? Kingswile shorts, Robin Hood. Let's see. Is that in here? No, that was in my textures folder. Fabric. There it is. To open this. What? Maybe that's what I need instead of the stripes. I'm not feeling the stripes. Let's see here. All right. Let's put that back in here. Also warms up all those kind of muddy shadow layers. Let me just come back here. Yeah, that warms up those muddy shadow layers a lot. And this will look really good with gold foil underneath. For show. Almost makes it look like his collar's glowing. Okay, let's find a pattern for his coat. Let me just look. Yeah, this might work. We might could find one that's tight enough. Like this one might work. This one's nice. I'm gonna have to mess with it though. Let's see here. Yeah, this actually might work. So let's where'd I put that? Boom. Ship it. Yeah, I think this is going to work. This will work nice, I think. Just, well, it's Bush League. They're not going to make the pattern repeating. That's lame. Well, that's no fun. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I like that a lot. Let's see here. Let's find one that works. I even like it on his lapel. I really like that vivid. But just... what happens when I inverse? And that's not what I want. Oops. Let me do one thing. Copy, new, create, paste. Let's desaturate it. Let's pump the levels a little bit here. Let's do it again. Pump those levels. Inverse it. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go color mode, grayscale. Flatten, okay. I want to now inverse it. Okay, let's pump the levels again. There we go. Good. Now inverse. Okay, inverse, and then I want to go to my channels. What I'm doing is I'm pulling this pattern off the background. not hollow foil. No. Too much of that so far. I'm going to use something else for a while. Let's see if that did it. Is that what I want? No. There we go. That's what I want. So let's take this pattern. Just delete that. Take this sweet damask pattern that we have here. All right, let's try it. Overlay. We're going to try it two ways. We're going to try it light and dark. So let's paint that out and then paint it back in. It's going to look real good. I just know it's going to look really good. I can already tell it's going to look really good. Let's bring back the opacity a little bit. Looks pretty sweet. All right, let's do this. Let's apply that mask. I'm going to select it. I'm going to try it in white. See what that looks like. Or maybe even yellow. Who knows? All right, so that's a white with overlay. Let's try yellow. I like that gold color. That's a little bit interesting. So there's the light color, and here's the dark color. Light. Let me see what it looks like over here. I actually think the dark is a little bit better. All right. Let me see here. All right, we're going to put some pinstripes on his bow tie. I'm determined to get those pinstripes in there. That is for sure. I love me some pinstripes. The cool thing about pinstripes is they add detail, but they also, like how I'm doing this in the shape of the bow tie, they help explain like the shape of a form because they kind of go with the contour. So I think that's a bonus. Come on, that's so cool. I love the pinstripes. All right, where's Mari? Where's our damask pattern again? No. Yes. Take this. I'm going to make it much smaller. We're going to lose all this detail, but it will kind of be it'll help add some. Let's see here. Let's go fill this with white. Bonk. Overlay. Let's go 50%. All right, let's mask it out. This guy's textured up. He's got a matching shirt. Let's bring back the opacity just a little bit. This will give a little bit of variation. Okay. Now what I want to do is where's that gold? Delete this. Put this on the band. What workspace layout? I don't know. Let's see. What is this? This is Jackson. I mean, it's basically the standard workspace. You know, the main things I'm using on most of the time are just the layers and the brushes. So other than that, I don't get too caught up in it. Man, this looks really, I'm really excited. This is turning out really nice, peeps. Turning out really nice. Yes. All right, I'm going to do one thing right in here. I want to make this little section of his vest feel like a different value. So I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. Yes. I have done card reveals like that before. What's up, C-Dub? I have done card reveals like that before, but I would have needed to plan on that a lot sooner than where I'm at now, I feel. Okay, let me make sure I get all this duped over correctly. Okay, let's duplicate that. Some of this detail is definitely going to get lost for sure, just because that's the nature of the printing. Oops. But I definitely make these. I mean, this image size is, what is this? This is 8 by 10 at 600 DPI, so I could make plenty. That's why I draw these purposely big so that I can make prints if I want to later, for sure. All right, let me just see here. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I want to do a little rim light. On him, just to give him some extra pop. Some back here as well. Well, just a little bit right there. Gaff deck of one of my table players. I guess I would need to have somebody that can make gaff decks to do that, because I can't do it. All right. Need some on his hat up here, because that's definitely closest to the light source. You know, we have been trying and trying. I've been wanting and trying to put together some kind of coffee table book of all my court cards and such. And we're definitely going to do it. It's just there's so many. I mean, we got it kind of roughed out, and it's like 450 pages of full color prints of all the different court cards we've done. Okay. What? What happened to this part? Huh. We even talked about having to like split it up between like 2 or 3 books just to kind of make it manageable for us in terms of like the layout and things. All right. Let's do our holding line that we do. What am I doing here? Multiply. Change my brush here. Nah, I'm not smoothing the cheek. I like the paint. I like the brush strokes. I'm too lazy anyways. Where did I stop? Okay, we'll just stop right here. An Illustrator setup like this? Do you mean it's like all my rig and stuff? Like my computer and stuff? Is that what you're asking, Mr. Joel? Don't be fooled by having equipment, because it is, I know you probably heard this before, without, and I don't want to sound cliche, but it's just my computer and stuff is all just a tool. And there is no amount of good equipment that is going to surpass the value of just practicing and drawing and getting good just at the actual skills and execution. Execution of the art than the tools. But, I think the Cintiq monitor that I'm using, Those are like, I think they're like $3,000. It's pretty expensive, but that's why I say don't get caught up in the tools, because I've only had this monitor for a few years. I worked professionally as an illustrator for many years with, a cheap, just a cheap, Intuos stylus that didn't have a monitor or anything like that. I worked for years just drawing things on paper. Yeah, something I learned just through experience was when I was younger and a younger artist, yes, I'm drawing on a pad. I'm drawing on a monitor is what I'm drawing on. In fact, what I'll do, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take a picture of my rig right quick. Let me stand up. Yep, practice, practice, practice. I don't believe in talent. I think there's a rare occasion where you have a savant of some sort, like a Mozart or something like that, that has their just brain, something happened and their brain is wired different. But I don't really believe in talent. I believe in tons and tons and tons of hours of practice. And I think that that's with art specifically. I'm not talking about anything else like sports or athletics or anything like that. I'm talking about art. Where's my pictures here? I'm going to pull this up here. Okay, here it is. Let me see. 10,000 hours. Absolutely. I'm all about the 10,000 hours. So this is my rig right here. Right there. So I've got my tablet monitor here. Then this is where you guys over here, the chat box and the YouTube live stream, all that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. But this is my rig. This is where I draw here, and I use these monitors as reference. But that's kind of my rig, what it looks like. My computer's down here, all my mess of stuff. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of, yeah. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. What is this? Oh, that's just the line right there. Okay. All right, I want to try to make this jewel he's got. That soundboard, yeah. Yeah, the monitor in the middle is where my stylus makes contact, where I'm drawing. I'm going to try to make this jewel look like it's glowing. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. I need to find my line drawing. I need to put it on top. Okay, we're going to go on top of all of this. This may or may not work. We'll see. like it might need to be green. Let's try it like a real saturated green. Can I find one that's... Yeah, that's going to work. However, I need to erase the jewel. That green is just so hard. Yeah, you got to be patient with it. I think it's a combination of being patient, but also not being too uptight about it, and just being willing to just keep doing it and just keep moving forward and keep painting, keep drawing. Just do a little bit of reflection light from this glowing gem. We're going to see if it works. It may or may not work. I don't know. I don't think it would be white. This is going to be really subtle anyway, so. Yeah, it's kind of got a little bit of it. Let me just add a little bit more. A little more glow on this bow. But God, that green is so hard to get something, to get a light value out of. I'm going to be glad to be done with this green. It's so hard to paint. Okay. That's a little bit. Not much, though. Not as much as I'd like. You just group it. Turn it on and off. It has a little glow. It adds a little glow. How long does it take EPCC to send me proofs to approve? I don't know, a couple of weeks. I don't ever get hard proofs either. I just do digital proofs. All right. I think I'm done with this guy. I really like it. Really like how he turned out. Let's see here. All right. Let me Control S. How much did I hate my bandsaw after working on Strike Strip for Tigers? You know what I love? I love my woodworking tools. I love my tools, and I love any excuse to use them. My bandsaw blade did not like bandsawing sandpaper. I went through 2 bandsaw blades. Let's see here. But man, they're looking good. Those Tiger matchboxes are looking real good. Let's see here. Let's see. I want to. Let me see here. Take this. I don't have the matchboxes here. They're all at the the office. We're gonna be up there today. I may do it live, an Instagram live today or something, while we're working on them. I'm currently building a heat treat kiln so that I can heat treat steel, because I'm going to start making, I used to make knives and stuff. I'm going to start making knives, but I'm going to try to graduate up to larger blades, and I want to try to start making bladesmithing, like swords, because I'm a nerd and I want to. Let's see here. Okay. But I'm currently building, oh no. Currently building a big heat treating oven. All right, I want to go to, let's see, Dropbox. Let's go to my, yes, swords. I want to start making swords. Because why not? So, I'm going to be designing all the swords for Lord of the Rings, my own designs. And I want to make them. I think being on Forge and Fire would be awesome. It'd be fun. What was I looking for? Blank card templates. Let's see here. Blank card templates. No, I can look for product shots first. And I've got all the engraving equipment to do like gold inlay and stuff like that. Let's see. Yes, I was, let's see here. No, I said yesterday that I heard that Kenneth Wayne Preston was doing an announcement on the Decking Around show. I think it's going to be I think they're releasing that on Friday. That announcement video. I hate Kenneth too. He's a jerk. All right, save JPEG. Let's go Wizard of Oz. Oz card. All right, peeps. Let's see here. Cancel. There we go. Wizard of Oz. Really enjoyed how this guy turned out. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. What is today? Thursday. I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. It's going to probably be a queen because that's all I got left. I'll probably do the Witch of the North tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So, thanks again for joining. What? 1 second. I'm seeing something here. My eye highlights got messed up. I need to repaint them. There we go. Not sure when those got messed up. Excellent. So, thanks everybody for joining today. Got some good releases on the website today. We got the new coffee mugs, the new Kingswild coffee mugs, and also Solstice, all kinds of Solstice. We got the LTD Solstice. We got the extra, the ones we had to redo. So definitely check those out today. Thanks again for joining me today. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see you guys in the morning. I'll see you guys in the morning at 5 a.m. I'll probably be working on the Witch of the North tomorrow. So take it easy. I'll see you guys in the morning.